Good morning, everyone. I'm here with Mia and Zander. Another quick video here from Elm, just talking about some of the experiences we've heard from our clients. Zander, I think we're just talking a little bit offline around some of the finances that we often see when we first start with a customer or one of our clients. They're ticking all the boxes, they're paying their balances on time, but we get this niggling feeling that just something's not quite right. And you had this good analogy of an accountant being a compliance accountant or being a performance kind of accountant. Could you kind of talk us through how that works, or what you've seen in terms of your experiences with those couple of clients?
So Dr. Pete, to recap, effectively, every person that does accounting has to be a compliance accounting. The entire purpose of the industry is to make sure that businesses are complying with the rules. Are they paying taxes on time? Are they supporting their employees by paying their payrolls at the right points? Are they doing their supplier payments in terms of the terms and conditions that they've agreed to? Are they collecting from their customers? Are they doing things the correct way? But compliance is a base standard. Some accountants never go further than just the basic standard. If we're all accountants, that means we're all accountants that are compliant. That's the starting point. The question comes down to is, does your accountant have commercial astuteness? Do they understand how a business actually works? Do they understand how fast-moving consumer goods operate in the real world and what Incoterms are, and how working capital can be phased in and out so that you never have to dip into a savings account? Do they understand how salespersons on the road will translate their daily activities into orders, and those orders turn into POs, those POs turn into deliveries? Do they understand the basic starting points of a company? If you're a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Compliance is already there to start with.
Yep.
The question is, do you have an accountant that actually knows what the hell is going on so that they can turn your business into a profitable entity?
Yep. How do you initiate that conversation with the business owner so that you don't destroy the confidence that what they've got is right already, but you're able to say, look, I need you to take your blinkers off. There are issues that have to be addressed.
It's a difficult conversation. And the starting point directly to your question with this context is that they always feel that everything's okay, everything's good, it's all right. They don't want to do any changes. Whenever we have let's call them a big fish will always tell us that everything's great. And then 2 years later at the Christmas party, I always get the slap on the back and a big fat beer and almost a little bit of a hug and tears in the eyes saying, I didn't realize how bad things used to be 2 years ago. And it's not because we have a sort of ego or arrogance when it comes to what we know. It's like a doctor. A doctor's been doing this their entire lives and their focus is on the health of their patient. Accountants, CEOs, CAs, tax agents, we've been doing this our entire lives, and our focus is on the health of the business, its directors, its shareholders. When you see a company and you understand exactly what the company does, it's very easy for you to put together or understand the cash flows, the methods that profit or loss has been determined, how we use the balance sheet to advantage. We get to see things between the lines that most people don't ordinarily see.
I mean, that is interesting. It is an awkward conversation, but it is a very necessary conversation, because when you're compliant, it seems like in my experience and Dr. Pete's experience, and this is why Elm has brought you in to work with us, is that when you're compliant, you're actually not profitable. It's when you bring in that performance accountant who goes, tick the boxes, yes, you're compliant, and then they start looking at the performance of your money for, my ignorant statement there, that's when they start to become profitable.
I just reflect on some of those conversations. The sales cycle is a good example. Yes, we're paying our people on time. Yes, we're controlling our age debtors, but that's very much the compliance side. I think the theme from what I'm hearing today is really asking your existing accountant a little bit deeper questions around what are their observations of it, and if they can't come back to it, maybe that's an opportunity to open a conversation with somebody else.
Even more than that, the best part is that if we can see a problem, my team immediately brings in Dr. Pete and Mia, because things like sales mix, MOQs, lead and lag time for orders, understanding optimized container numbers, being able to choose exactly what high volume, high moving, high value products we should be using. Just changing your order menu in a company can change the entire landscape going forward.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Zander and Mia. I think this has been a really topical thing. I think it's the start of the year. People want to have a fresh start. So the idea of kind of getting a little bit closer to your books and understanding those numbers, potentially an awkward conversation, is probably something to do now. Thank
Beautiful.
you, everyone.
Thanks, Zander. As always, you didn't glaze my eyes over, but you were close.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Peter. Cheers.